So, hi Anupa, let me know your question, dear.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask that what kind of problems do Indian housewives they face after marriage? Their emotional crisis, their struggles, conflicts in the mind because of the new environment, new people, and a new identity. Because after marriage, everything changes.
Okay, so Anupa, you are asking me a very generic question, I would say. Why? Because different households have different kinds of their own rules and regulations of the house, and some people are very happy after marriage because they've been given the freedom to work, to take care of the family as and how they want. But some people, yes, there is a emotional turmoil. Why? Because of course, we are like that. In our father's house, in our parents' house, we are treated, absolute equals. Most of us nowadays, in today's generation, though in the previous generations, maybe even the girl, there was a lot of partiality between a boy and a girl as well. But nowadays, I don't think that exists anymore, except for the rural areas. Maybe, I don't know. So in general, I'm saying in generic, it depends from family to family. What kind of a family do you belong to, and it depends on that. So I will not give a very generic outlook, but yes, of course, I mean, for a woman to leave their own house and go to a complete new place, so she needs to be loved. She needs that she's going with a mind frame that she will be accepted totally. She's going with a mind frame that everybody is going to love her totally, and she has some hopes, she has some aspirations. She's excited yet nervous. So there is an emotional turmoil which is going on. But your question is very generic, to be very honest. So it depends. For me, when I got married initially, I was a kind of a shy and an introvert girl. So I was very skeptic what was going to happen new. But for somebody who's in today's world, people are having a love marriage. And they know the family so well beforehand. I mean, I see how people of my age who's having daughter-in-laws and daughters for that matter, and they are like just treated the same way as a daughter would be treated. So now it depends from situation to situation. Okay, so in general, I will not answer this question. I mean, I will not probably tell you ki aisa hi hota hai, because maybe it happens with some people, maybe it does not happen with some people.
Some people will think or say that a housewife, she's a homemaker, she's creating a family, she's creating a culture, everything good. But some people may say she's outdated. She is not up to the modernism. That's why she's more towards household chores. And some may think that, oh, she cannot be financially independent. That's why she's a housewife. So these kinds of things, when you realize, then you really feel that being a housewife is such a lovely thing, having your own family and kids. But these things also, they hit us. Somewhere deep, they hit us that, okay, I'm also qualified. I've also done my MA, whatever. I've done my MA in economics. Should I rethink about it? Am I a housewife? Can I be employed too? Can I be financially independent?
Okay, I get you.
These feelings come up.
I totally understand. I totally understand this point of view, Anupa, because in today's generation, I would say, especially, everybody is so qualified, including women, including girls. They have their own agendas and their own, they are not treating them even a little bit lower than men, for that matter. So they want to be qualified and they want to do something career wise also. They want to be financially independent. They do not want to be dependent on anybody, for that matter, right? And regarding, of course, as a woman, we also may have, maybe we have taken care of our household work or whatever, for that matter. But when people tell us that, okay, you're just a homemaker, it might pinch. But let me tell you, to be very frank, now today, if I can imagine my house without my father, as in he goes for work, but my mother, who was a homemaker, like when we were kids, okay, so she was only doing household work and taking care of us. So probably imagining a house without a mother is very difficult, right? And I feel, I personally, for me, I would say that being a homemaker itself is a huge task and a job, if you really want to bring up your children well. And somehow women, we are biologically made this way that we are supposed to take care of the family as well, apart from doing our work. So again, it's from, I'm not saying that starting your own career or something is bad. It's very good to be financially independent, but everything has its own time, everything has its own place. And I would say, you should do what you want to do in life, whatever makes you complete. Other people's opinion, if you start getting affected so much by what is the other person thinking, oh my god, she's just a homemaker, probably this is somewhere, that means your self-worth is lacking still. So instead of deciding on whether you want to become a homemaker or whether you want to start working, I would say first increase your self-worth, self-respect, start respecting your own self. For me, I say that women are the multitaskers. They are the son of the family, because they are taking care of the family as well as in today's world, they're making money as well. And yes, if you need it, if you feel that, okay, economically, you need to make money also, you want to help your husband, it's super good. You should do that. But it needs to be your own feeling and thinking, not something about something else, but somebody else has told you to do it, and that's why, or somebody else is asking you to do it, and or maybe they're demeaning you because, oh, you're just a housewife. And I would say probably at that point of time, now if somebody tells me something like this, I'm like, yeah, I'm a housewife and I love my job. I love bringing up my children and I want to spend quality time with my children. So it's again, it's your own, what you enjoy doing, I would say do that. There are times, to be very honest, when after a point of time you've done your household work, you've done everything, and then you're like, okay, now I can start something of my own. And that is why generally women, they start late, working or whatever. At the point of time when they're newly married, they want to first settle in their house, they want to settle in their families, they want to raise their kids well. Probably after a few years, when the kid has grown up, or when they know that yes, things are fine, when they can ask for help from other people, they set out for their careers. I personally feel that being a homemaker is not something which is bad at all. In fact, it's a supreme job to take care of your family. And in fact, when the men of the house, they come back, it's like they are dependent so much on the woman. Imagine if there was no food there that time. So don't underestimate the power of a housewife, I would say. And let not other people's opinion affect you. Yes, if you want to do something, definitely go ahead and do. So it's again your soul journey. What your soul calls for, you must do that. Okay? Yeah, that's a super question. Thank you, dear. Yes.
Ma'am, definitely I agree with you that today in this fast life, in this modern era, husband, wife, both should be working.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel that today. Ma'am, another thing I want to bring here is that, which I have personally felt, that staying at home, it leads to a depression after a point of time, because today we have media, we have social media, we have phone. But earlier periods, we didn't have anything like that, just a television for a housewife. For a housewife, the world is only the four walls of a house, and day to day, the work is monotonous. So maybe that is also a reason why, and in fact, that is the time when we realize that we need to do something more.
Okay. So I'm getting your question. So you're saying that being a homemaker will lead people to depression. Is that your question?
After a point of time, but yes, today in social media era, things will be different because we have a connection. Because I always feel for a housewife, Facebook is a window.
Okay, now tell me one thing. Tell me one thing, Anupa. Our parents and our parents, our grandparents have always been a housewife, right? So, and that time, now you're saying that even today we have social media and everything. That time they didn't have that also. Do you think they are depressed from any way? In any way, they are depressed? Do you feel that?
Uh, Personally, I have seen people that yes, they are.
Okay, so if they are, ask them, why is it? Is it because of the homemaking? Is it because they are a homemaker, or is it because of there's some personal issues which they are undergoing in their life? Okay, so it's a depression is a it's a disease. Okay, it's a mental disease. Now, if you are sad and if you call yourself that I'm depressed, so you need to check out the words which you are speaking at that point of time. It can lead to loneliness. You can say, okay, I'm lonely, I feel lonely, I'm sad. But I would say never use the word that I'm depressed, because actually you're not depressed. Depression is a chronic disease, and it needs to be diagnosed whether you're undergoing depression or not. And it's a total different ball game. But nowadays, people at the drop of the hat, they use the word I am depressed, that way. Jabki they are not depressed, they are sad, they are lonely. So identifying your emotions is very, very necessary. It's really the need of the hour right now to know what are you feeling right now. Is it depression, or is it just a little bit of sadness which you're going through, or maybe some immense sadness also. I'm not saying that, but that doesn't qualify you to become depressed. Number one. Number two, what I'm saying is, being a homemaker, you require there is a lot many things to do, lot many things to do, right? And it depends if you have a family, and if you, it's not necessary that you need to be in confined to the four walls at all times. Even like if you have kids, for that matter, you can go to the school with them, you can take them out for a picnic, you can take care of them. There are so many things which you can do. You can make friends. Your children's parents, your moms can be your friends. So it's not necessary that you are confined to the four walls, even being a homemaker. So I personally feel that it's a big nowadays, people need reason. I would say they need reason to feel that, okay, my life is not good enough. But actually, for the matter of the fact, it's just a competition which is happening in today's world, that her life is this way, so my life also needs to be like this. She's working and she's earning money, oh my god, but maybe her children don't need her time that much. Maybe she has help at home. Maybe there are different, every person is going through a different kind of a scenario in their house. Now, depending on your scenario, you choose your, whatever you need to do in your workplace, in your home front, everywhere. Every person's scenario is different. So we will not generalize things over here. I was a homemaker for 15 years of my life, and I don't look down upon what I was doing at that point of time. Okay, maybe I was a person who needed that appreciation and needed that, that made me feel bad and sad. But I never call myself to be a total depressed person, number one. Number two, I personally feel that I have brought up my kids so well now, that now when I go to work, it's like I have this sense of completion inside me. I have this thing that, okay, now it's time, I can work, I can help my family, I can, economically, and I can also do something in my life. So this is what, basically what I would say is, again, Anupa, I would say, do not generalize things. Do not say that everybody goes through the same scenario, because I've seen my parents, and I belong to a large family, and none of them were working, the wives. All my mother and her sisters, co-sisters and all, none of them were working, and everybody was raising beautiful kids, and they were happy amongst each other, and they were enjoying their life also, for that matter. So it's not something like it is necessary to work, but yes, again, it's your wish totally. Once you've done your work, once you feel that, okay, you've got nothing else to do, start your work. Or maybe you can balance and learn time management and take care of your kid and take care of your work as well, both side by side. But just working also will create a stress. Let me tell you, when it is generally what happens is, what I've seen is, if you're at home, you'll be like, oh my God, why am I not working? And when you go for 24/7 work, you're so involved in your work, and you're like, oh my God, my kid is getting ignored, and who's going to take care of my family? right? So it is a general mindset because we tend to compare other people's life to ours. So I would recommend over here, just live your life to the fullest. Wherever you are, make it like, and if you're living your life to the fullest and wherever you're making it, and your Buddha land, I would say, or your land of bliss, then you will see doors are going to open up as it is for you. The purpose of life is to enjoy, not to be in that bhedchal. वो भेड़चाल जो होता है ना, बोलते हैं ना, that oh, she's doing this, I should also do this, she's doing this, I should also do this, or for that matter, oh, my life is so sad because I'm not working. It's not to do with that thing. It needs to be your passion from within. Follow your passion and you'll get where you want to go. Okay, super awesome. Yes, Anupa.
Yes, ma'am. What I learned for you and what I have learned in 21-day binge mornings is absolutely this, that we are complete within. We just have to unleash our powers. We have our passions, we have our dreams, and we need to prioritize ourselves also.
Yes, that is very, very important.
Looking after the family is our priority, it's our responsibility, it's ritually we are binded to that. But at the same time, we need to nurture ourselves, our needs, give us priority, love ourselves. I think that is the way we can balance everything in life.
Absolutely. Well said, Anupa. In fact, love yourself, love your kids, love your family. Doors are going to open up. And if you do too much for them and you yourself feel depleted, that's not the way. But even if you're taking care of your kid or your family, it's like you should understand with what is your intention? Why are you doing that? Do you feel that love towards them? Obviously, when our family, we feel that love, and that is why we do things, right? We love our children. And somehow women, we are biologically made this way, that we are the ones who are, doing so much for that matter. Taking care of the family, taking care of our husbands, taking care of our children, taking care of, our work, our household work, and then we are working also, some of us, right? So I would just say that when you start enjoying your day-to-day life, when you start looking forward to your day-to-day life, and when you feel that completion from within, like, yes, if you're a homemaker, enjoy that activity to the fullest. As if love it, and you can read in your spare time. You can, you can have a good conversation with your spouse or with your kid, for that matter. So it's like you're spreading value any which ways. You can be an epic example, I would say, as a good homemaker also, right? If you are happy within. So ultimately, I would say that be happy, love yourself, accept yourself. Do not look for appreciation. Do not look for acceptance outside. Even if you're doing it, ask yourself this question: why am I doing it? If you're taking care of your kid, ask, why am I taking care of my kid? If you're taking care of your family, ask yourself, why am I taking care of my family? What is it that, why? And then when you get these answers, then you will be happy and peaceful from within. And once you've done your duties well here, you can go ahead, walk, do whatever you wish to, create a change in the world itself. And that's like an amazing thing. So it's super duper awesome. Thank you so much, Anupa. Your questions are really, really powerful. And I'm sure that a lot of women are going to really benefit with the questions that you have asked, because nowadays people are very confused. So are you working right now? Anything? Are you working?
No, ma'am.
So why don't you introduce yourself? Just introduce yourself to everyone, please.
Okay. Hello, I'm Anupa. I've done my MA in economics. I'm married for 15 years. I have a little son, 7 years old son. My husband, he's a doctor. And I'm a homemaker.
Okay.
My passions are dancing. I love to hear music. I'm in a lot of motivational groups. I love to motivate people. I love to talk to people.
Awesome.
I love to travel.
Super, super duper, Anupa. And thank you so much for joining me here today. And yes, being a homemaker, I would say enjoy your work, give your son time, and love yourself more. My little advice to you is when you're doing something, do not expect something in return. You're doing it because you wanted to do it. At every point of time, if we ask, why am I doing this? Whatever you're doing, and then if you get the right answer and then work accordingly, life will be beautiful and amazing. So, your child is modeling you. Basically, we can teach our child lots of things, but they are actually seeing what your mother, especially the mother, I would say. So they are actually imitating, the elders of the family. And so you have to be an example for your child. Now, if you want to work. If you want to spread value, you can go out, motivate people, and your child is observing you even then, right? So just be an example for people. That's about it. Even you can do that, either becoming a homemaker or being a career oriented woman. You can do both, and you can do both simultaneously also. Okay. Thank you, dear. Super duper. Awesome. Great to have you, dear. And thank you for making me the channel through which love and peace can spread everywhere. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you. Take care.